Hello, my name is Frederick Anefi and you are welcome to your Fred PPT lessons for today. Today we are looking at the animation trick 2 as I promised you, which I call the zoom in and out trick. And this is how it works. When you move on to the slideshow, assuming you want your audience to focus on the conception of idea, when you click, the conception of idea really zooms in. When you click it again, it zooms out, and now the brainstorming really zooms in that order. And now you see that the first point really goes off, and you have the third planning rather zooming in, and that's how it works. And this one will keep your audience really focusing on what you are really discussing. This is the trick I want to introduce to you today. Shall we go through the lessons of how to do this? This is our slide and we have our bullet points in here. How do you do the zoom in and out trick? First, you select your points and you move on to animation. You move on to the emphasis, where you have the emphasis. You go to the grow and shrink. So we have our first animation. You go to where we have the start. You say start from on a click. So you start by clicking, and the duration you want to use 5 seconds. So 0.50, and that is it. So when we zoom in, you can see. Okay, so this is our first plan. Now let's move on to the second stage. The second stage, you still want to apply animation to this, so we select it. Since we want to add an animation to an already animated object, we move on to the add animation and we move on to emphasis and still select the grow stroke shrink, and we have our second animation in here, and you can see it from the animation pan. Now what do we want to do here? We want that one to start with previous, and also the duration should be 50 seconds or 5 seconds, so 0.50. Then here we apply an effect options. So we want our size to reduce to, let's say, 60%. So we type 60, we make sure the custom 60, and we enter to make sure that we have the 60%. And the enhancement, we want that after each animation we want to have a white background, or the letter should run out, be faded to white. Then we click on OK. So that's it, you see all is gone. So for this to apply, we select the first one here, that's from the animation pan, and we move it right directly after the 2. So we have the conception here, then we move the brainstorming after 3, then we move the planning after 4, then we move the execution after 5. So then we can now delete the review, that's the last one. Now let's see how it works. We move on into our slideshow mode. Now this is what we have. We click, and now we have the conception of the idea zooming in on us. When we click again, it zooms out, and now we have the brainstorming zooming in. You see that the first point is really gone, and we have the brainstorming zooming out, and now the planning zooming in, and that's what the focus will be, and that's what we'll be discussing. We move to execution in that order, and this is how smart you can really use this trick to really do your presentations, and that will really wow your audience. Thank you very much for following us, and continue to follow us on this channel, Fred PPT or Fred Excel. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.